Right, hello, good afternoon everybody. My name is Katie McIntyre. I'm the Publication Director and Editor for Panstadia and Arena Management magazine. We're one of the official media partners for Soccerex and have been for the last 12 plus years. So welcome to this session in the Stadium Operations and Tournament Delivery session. Just to bring your attention to the fact this is the first of two sessions, so they're going to be running concurrently. So make sure to stick around for the second session. Right, to kick things off, I'd like to introduce to the stage two very interesting gentlemen. I hope I'm going to pronounce this correctly. We have Itai Ingberg and Leandro Shaha from MatchVision. They're going to present to you innovation in competition formats, a world of possibilities. I've been hearing all about it backstage, and I know you're going to be really interested in what they have to say. So please join me in welcoming them to the stage.
Thank you. So, hi everyone, thank you for coming. My name is Itai. I'm the CEO of MatchVision. With me here today is Leandro, the president. How did it all start, Leandro?
Okay, when I was 6 years old, my father pushed me to play football. I was the smallest, the shorter, and I had no talent to play football in the school. For me, that was a big issue because every night my father asked me, "Did you play football?" I said, "No, father." And he pushed me to find a solution to play football. The break in the school has 30 minutes. Then I thought, we can split the break in 3 times of 10 minutes. Then we could have 6 teams. Every team will have 5 rivals. The week of the school has 5 days. Then I created a new tournament every week with 6 teams in the 30 minutes of the break. I received the support of my peers, the congratulations from my teachers, and my first letter of love in my life. Then was the perfect world for me when I was 6 years old.
And you know how we see football today? We see it as passion. We see it as teams trying to win. I can go on forever talking about football, but I think more than words, let's just watch football.
En Europe, on se cache un peu plus pour faire ça. Là, on ne se cache pas du tout. On joue à 7 dans son camp.
C'est assumé.
Ah, mais c'est complètement assumé et endossé par un peloton.
Voilà, le tableau qui est provisoire, on peut considérer qu'il est définitif.
Ouais, à part si les RPC se fait égaliser, mais ici, il n'y aura pas de but. Ça, je vous l'annonce tout de suite.
Non, mais dans l'ordre, je peux vous dire que ça ne bougera plus. Clairement. Ouais. Et je pense que M. Bouchaïd pourrait peut-être même anticiper sur son coup de sifflet final.
Ça se fait.
Okay, Leandro, so you showed me this in Jordan, and okay, it happens in Africa, and maybe it happens in Asia, maybe it happens where you come from South America, but this doesn't happen in Europe. It's not a global problem. Here in Europe, they teach people from young age about fair play, about going always to the win. So it's not really a global problem.
Itai, are you sure? Look, that's happening in Europe too. It's a global issue, and not only in football. That is happening today in Europe. That is happening in the whole world. That is a situation that we are suffering.
Yeah, I remember now that also it happens quite a long time ago. You know, in the World Cup of '82, when you remember West Germany against, who was it?
Germany versus Austria. And maybe you don't born in that time, you know?
Yeah, and it happened also, and we saw it in the World Cup before that. In '78, we saw Peru losing 6-0 to Argentina because they were out of the competition. Argentina needed a few goals. They helped them out, and we saw it happening. And this is not football. And again, it has been this way since the beginning of time. You know, the tournament format has remained the same since ancient Greece. And in every big competition, we see problems, we see dead matches, we see matches that are fixed. Either it's for bet fixed or it's just strategic fixed. Okay, we've seen in handball accusations that Macedonia lost purposely. We've seen in the last Basketball World Cup, Australia losing to Angola to avoid playing the United States. It happens in every sport, in every major competition. It even happened in the Olympic Games. In the last Olympic Games, not far away from here, in London, we've seen badminton players trying to lose on purpose just to get an easy arrival in the next round. Okay, let's see a video that AP talked about this issue because it was a major thing.
Or was it behavior detrimental to the sport? 8 female badminton doubles players have been disqualified from the Olympics. Players from South Korea, China, and Indonesia are accused of purposely losing to get a better matchup in the next round.
We Indonesia always support the Olympic spirits, fair play, and we will make sure that is happening.
The problem is that the tournament is round robin instead of a knockout format.
There's a small loophole in the system, like what they made at this time in the setup of the group rounds, and I think they should have foreseen that this was possible and that this could happen.
Teams can see ahead who they might be playing, and in this case, 2 of the teams actually went in the tank because they wanted to be in different halves of the draw. Well, they're countrymen. How are you going to combat some of that stuff? It's not an easy solution. I hate to say it, but the best solution is don't be so obvious about it.
The International Olympic Committee chose not to get involved in the matter, deferring to the Badminton World Federation.
The International Olympic Committee's point of view, we applaud the swift and decisive action by the Federation. They took action quickly. They've dealt with this. This is unsporting behaviour. People want to see proper competition, and we think they've taken the right decision.
The matches were so bad Wednesday that fans were booing the team's poor play. London organizers say what happened was depressing, but they will not be refunding any tickets. Mark Carlson, The Associated Press, London.
So we've seen all the stakeholders really get the point that score manipulation ruins the sport. But that's not the main issue, actually. The main issue is that it's very rigid, the current format. It works okay with 4, 8, 16, 32. But we want to increase the World Cup. We can't increase it to 64. If we try to increase it a bit less, bad things happen. For instance, in the Copa America with 12 teams, Paraguay got to the final without winning a single match. 0 wins, got to the semi-final, again, draw, then in penalties, got to the final, might have won the competition without winning a single match. We've seen in the Copa de Oro, also with 12 teams, Costa Rica went to the quarterfinal, Panama to the semi-final without winning a single match. Just drawing their matches, they can get inside. Cuba lost 7-0 to Mexico, had 1 goal in favor, and went as the best third to the next round. The best third is ruining the system.
And look, FIFA was looking for a solution for 36 teams, and FIFA declared that is not possible. We believe we can create a new tournament format with 36 teams. The people in charge said we can seem to determine how we can reduce 36 to only 16 to the second round.
And the increase is a must. We've had more additions with 32 teams than we had with 24 teams. The football is growing. We see more and more nations that want to be a part of the party. But we can't make it all the way to 64, so it doesn't match. And we need to make it more than 32. We've seen a lot of talks. We've seen Platini talking that he wants to have 40 teams in the World Cup. Now, 40 teams, 8 groups of 5 means 5 matches in the first round, meaning 80 matches in total instead of 80 matches only in the first round instead of 64 right now. That's a long competition. FIGO wanted 48. It will be 2 months long. With 2 months long, I'll be out of the house. I mean, there's no way that we can survive 48 teams in the World Cup. So Blatter, what he says, let's keep it 32, because 32 is the best mathematical solution. We have it in only 32 days. So he knows that we need to grow the number of participants, but because of mathematics, we can't, unless there is a real mathematical solution for this problem.
Sorry, Mr. Platter, I do not agree with you because we have a new way to do a competition with 36 teams without groups, without playoff in the first stage. Think in pot. The pot could be organized for ranking geographically by region, but thinking in ranking, in the pot A will be the best teams, Germany, Argentina, the Netherlands. In the pot B, medium teams like Chile, Croatia, Denmark. In the pot C, the emerging teams like Japan, Venezuela, etc. Then every team plays again one team of each pot, no matter in which pot it has been placed. Then, after the three matches, the team will be organized in with just one general standing table. Then it's not important how long is that table. And the best 16 go to the second round. The top 16 teams qualify to the knockout stage. And we propose that the first play with the 16, the second with the 15, the third with the 14. If you are in the group A, you know exactly who could be your rival in the second round. And mathematically, that is perfect because 1 plus 16 is 17. 2 plus 15 is 17. And every team will try to be as high as possible in the general standing. Team like Chile will try to be no in the position 16 because maybe we'll have to play with Germany in the second round. Every team will try to be as high as possible. Today, what's happened? Argentina in Copa America won 2 matches in the first group. And in the third one, Messi ran less of 4 kilometers in the third match. And that's happened because he wanted to avoid injuries, he want to avoid yellow card, because it's not a real competition. Maybe Chile is not playing versus Israel, but we are in just one general standing table. We are in competition. Argentina always trying to be more than Brazilian, and the Brazilian more than Argentinian. The competition will be closed, very competitive, and many other benefits.
So we see that it makes a fair solution that the teams that have the best performance have the easier rival. And also, we can do this competition with 36 teams with the same number of days as it is today. Keep it as 32 days. Or we can increase it to 42 teams with just 2 additional days, okay? So there's no heavy load on the country, there's no heavy load on FIFA. We don't have the broadcasters going crazy because this is too long. Now let's take an example of the next World Cup. Remember, each team plays 3 matches in the first round, 1 against pot A. So we'll have in pot A Germany, Argentina, the Netherlands, England maybe.
In the pot B, Mexico, Algeria, Ghana, France, etc.
In the pot C, we'll have the emerging team, South Korea, Cameroon, Senegal, and let's follow a couple of teams. One from pot A, it will be England, and one for pot C, Jamaica. So every team plays 3 matches in the first round, against pot A, against pot B, against pot C. So we have England playing Argentina from pot A, Austria from pot B, and Iran for pot C. Now, again, they play against one matches against every team, but their rivals play different rivals. Today they play Argentina will play the same rivals. In our solution, Argentina will play England, but then they'll play Mexico and the South Korea. So it's a different rivals. Also, let's see what happens with Jamaica. Jamaica is pot C, but still they have against pot A, the Netherlands, pot B, Croatia, and pot C, Japan. So maybe the game against Japan, that's something possible for them to win. So let's see, the first match of England, they draw 2-2 against Argentina, and Jamaica lost to Croatia. And then after 2 matches, we see England with 4 points, Jamaica with 3 points. Both of them has chances to qualify for the next round. Nobody is qualified, even though the Netherlands, and nobody is eliminated from the competition. So let's see the third match. Each of them, if they win, they get into the next round. So each of them plays to win, okay? So for England, they draw. Jamaica, they won. And let's see, England stays in 12th spot, okay? Jamaica was eliminated because of other results, okay? So we see that England, with the last round, in the knockout stage, they'll be facing a harder opponent because they were in number 12. So the first one, Germany, will be playing Mexico, and the second one will be playing, Netherlands will be playing against Austria, and so on. And we see England playing Croatia, which finished 5th, okay? And then we go on and see the semi-final, final, and all. And again, this can be in Russia right now because we don't increase the number of days and we don't increase the number of venues. We just change the format, but everything else for the host nation remains the same. It remains just 6 additional matches, or if we did 15 additional matches. You know, in Brazil, they traveled halfway around the world without leaving Brazil because Brazil is big, but not only because of this, because they had to travel twice, okay? In a group, they have to travel twice.
And with MatchVision system, all teams will travel less than 1,000 kilometers. We can control that. It's a saving. Look.
We can have England playing 2 matches in London and then the other one in Manchester. And then we'll have Argentina playing 1 in London, then the other 2 in Wales. They'll be all traveling once. And we have the competition all over Europe, okay? And what we will avoid then, we'll avoid white elephant like what happened in Brazil. Brazil now, he's been invited to Manaus to the inauguration of the stadium that now becomes a prison. Instead, we can have matches in Turkey, in Romania, and also we'll avoid corruption. Now, I'm not saying that the choice of Russia or Qatar or corrupted or anything like that. But if we have it, a World Cup, instead of host nation, host federation, it will be on rotation. It will be 1 in the AFC, then 1 in UEFA. So you know that every 20 years, we'll have 1 in each one. If I'm Asian, I know that now I have it, and in 20 years, again, it will be in Asia. If he's from South America, now it's in South America, and in 20 years, it will be again in South America, in several countries.
Then the discussion is not if Qatar have to be the host country for the year 2022. The discussion will be how many stadiums have to build Qatar, how many stadiums have to build Oman, etc. The competition will be in the whole the continent. You know, it's a great idea because every 20 years, as I say, we can have a World Cup in every individual country.
Okay, so what about us? What do? We provide innovative format solution to sport event, maximizing revenues, sponsorship, and audience.
And the mission of MatchVision is to let to know to the world that new tournament format exists.
And also to continually develop and provide simple but innovative solution. We have only over 30 base formats, and we take the pie of the number of players and make it all together. The key features of our solution.
Simple and innovative.
And it's a flexible fixtures.
All teams encouraged to win always.
And we have high value matches along the tournament.
Any number of teams.
And we adjust the format to reality and not reality to format as it is today.
If not, something wrong could happen.
Yeah, we take it for the federations. We don't give the big federation the same solution as the small federation. We take it to their side if it's a youth competition.
Stop.
Okay, so we can have a short tournament for a championship like in Uruguay in just 2.5 weeks. All our tournaments are protected. Let's see what we had in Peru. In Peru, they have the biggest competition in the world, over 20,000 teams. It has 25 regions, and until now, just 16 teams were in the last match, in the final stage. This just because of the format. So the main thing was how to incorporate all the 25 regions into the final tournament. What we did is we've created a solution for 50 teams, 2 from each region, and it has 1 less date than before. Teams are traveling less and shorter than before, and we increased ticketing by 24%. We also reduced the score manipulation. Now it was 67%, and now the possibility for this is less than 4%. and we strengthened the qualifying stage because of the new format. Now only champions only face runner-up, runner-up only face champions, so it's more important to be the champions.
More flexibility.
More ticketing, less dates, format adapted to reality, more income, more emotion, more public, and less manipulation of results. This is what we've done now in Peru. It starts this Saturday, and this is what we can do for all the federations in the world.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Any question?
No, she's
Well
Please.
done. It's very good.
Thank you.
Are there any questions? I think Leandro and Itai gave a very informative presentation there. Did they cover everything, or would anyone like any more information? Yes, the judge, have we got anyone with a microphone? If you could just state your name, please, and then the question.
Yeah, my name's Anthony. I'm from World Sport Company. Gentlemen, that was very, very interesting, innovative, and mathematically taxing a little bit of it. It's a great solution, but have you actually put it to your example of FIFA? Is it real? Is it something that they are considering, or is it just a very, very good, innovative concept?
We are talking with FIFA, but it's like cook an elephant, you know? We have to do step by step. When we present that with our format, we have 32 days of competition, is because we be working with somebody from FIFA, and they confirm that we can do this kind of tournament in 32 days, okay?
And actually, we've discussed this with Prince Ali, as he's been running for FIFA presidency. And after we made a presentation in Jordan, we've discussed with him, and then he proposed a 36 teams World Cup. So it's on the agenda. It's not an easy thing. It can be implemented even in Russia, because we don't increase the number of venues and we don't increase the number of days. So it's feasible. You just need to make the decision.
Did that answer your question? Perfect. Anybody else? Any more for any more? Okay, if that's all the questions, I'm sure obviously if you have any more questions and you're just a bit shy and don't want to ask now, you can obviously find the gentleman throughout today and tomorrow. I'd just ask you now, please, if you would show your appreciation and thank the guys for an excellent presentation. Thank you very much. Thank you. That's very